Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to the Dear Love Podcast. You can catch us at iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, Listen Notes, Google Music, all that good stuff. You already know how this go. Let's get right into it. How was everybody's weekend? Did you do something spontaneous? Did you have a lot of fun? I can honestly say I had a crazy weekend. Well, it's always a crazy weekend going into the Super Bowl, though. You get everybody who feels like, oh, I got to get a new outfit, or, oh, it's going to be so many Super Bowl parties I got to go to. Oh, I can't make it to work. Oh, this person won't do this. It's like Super Bowl time is a very special time. No matter how much they say boycott, 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 there's so many parties that people gonna throw and they still gonna have fun. Honestly though, this year I feel like it wasn't even really about the Super Bowl, and we ain't gonna stay too deep on the football thing because it's not a sports podcast, but it just seems like when the Patriots go to the Super Bowl, there's no point in even, watching it. I mean, it's a party now. And I think that was more so what people were into, the whole party aspect of the Super Bowl. Because, again, it's no point in betting against Tom Brady or nothing like that. You know who's going to win the Super Bowl. So you might as well just enjoy the parties. Now, what's the foods that you see at these Super Bowl parties? You get your regular things like chicken, spaghetti. Hell, I even heard some people did like ham and like a Thanksgiving type thing. I'm like, wow, for the Super Bowl? And then the Super Bowl wasn't even all that. So, I mean, just, I don't know. I didn't really get into that whole spirit of it this year because it's always the same thing. But before I go off into a tangent here, one thing I can honestly say from seeing how people reacted to such a national event like the Super Bowl is being thankful. I seen how many people got together and, like I said, through these parties or met up with old friends. And you can tell who really mess with you by who invites you to their party. Like, I didn't really get that many invites, so I kind of understand not really wanted. Anyway, it's a thin line between being loved for the parties and just being the outcast, man. Again, I didn't get a lot of invites, which I expected that because I don't really mess with a lot of people, but you can tell a lot about who invites you to not just the Super Bowl, but any party. If you didn't get that invite, you weren't on the list. And that's just how it goes. I mean, typical, right? Dear Love, episode 46. Another thing about going to these parties or get-togethers, you always seem to meet new old friends. Think about that, meeting new old friends. You always run into the ones that act like everything was cool and y'all just stopped talking for a while because this person moved out of town or something. Hey, nigga, I ain't forgot. I don't talk to you for a reason, nigga. That kills me. Don't play cool with me now because we met up at this party and you just on the wall kicking it and we made eye contact. Hey, nigga, we ain't talked in 5 years. Let's keep it that way. It's not, oh, Teray, what's up, man? Yeah, man, what's going on with you? The same shit going on with me that was going on with me when we stopped talking. You don't have to be my friend. Some people feel like they got to be your friend. Meeting new old people. If you were left in the past, it was for a reason. New old friends or people, it's like they come back around to be seat fillers. I don't need you to fill this seat, my man. Leave that bitch empty. When the famous people at the shows and different things, they get up and go to the bathroom. stuff like that. You know, you get the guys that come in and fill the seats, especially for like the front rows, so it could seem like it's still a packed house. You know, it's like, okay, so in my life, if that seat becomes empty, it's empty. Let's leave it like that. That doesn't mean anybody can take your seat, you know, and we're not even going to put anybody in that place, because a lot of relationships end up like that too. Emotions with women. Ah, I don't need the extra stuff. You know what I mean? Again, I don't need nobody to replace that seat that's right there. So, and that comes a lot with just being straightforward and just doing what you got to do. Like, I don't really need a lot of extra shit. Life would be so much easier if we could just kind of control ourselves and follow the straight and narrow. You ever hear people say when they at work, "Hey, I just want to go to work," or what was her name? Damn it, it wasn't Ebony. Was it Ebony from Players Club? I don't know. Fact check it. I don't know. But you know, I just came to dance and that's it. You ain't just come to dance. It's kind of the same feeling, man. In a relationship, I'm just here to do my job and go home. It only gets complicated when you get into the extra business. Things could be so perfect. I can come home every night, walk the dog, make breakfast the next morning, and you're still going to find a way to let your emotions spill out. Again, we can't look back at our past relationships and make an assumption like, oh, okay, well, he's not like this person, or no, you know what, better yet, seat filler in a relationship. Again, when it's a closed chapter, it's a closed chapter. You when I do things like that, I don't really put the expectations too high. You got to kind of put everybody on their own type of game plan. Now, granted, you know what your last relationship or last person did for you or did with you, but at the same time, you got to kind of get at that new person a fresh start and get them a chance to be able to either mess up what they got going on or roll. But when you play that seat filler position, that last person leaves and then you just sit that person in that seat, that's when it doesn't work very well for you, because you got a lot of shoes to fill sitting in that seat. Jay-Z was sitting there. So now that Jay-Z's not sitting there anymore, you got to kind of fill his position. And on top of that, by you being a seat filler, it is what exactly it is. So now when Jay-Z comes back around into your life, that man got to get up and you got to let him sit back down. So that's why I feel like we shouldn't play the seat filler position. Close the seat up, put duct tape on it, caution signs, make sure don't nan person sit in that seat again. And that's how you gotta roll. Let that seat be closed for, ain't no reconstruction, ain't even down for construction. That seat is gone, it's not there. Play the new role. So with the emotions kicking in and women and that's what half of it, even with men, that's where half of that stuff come from. Just us feeling a certain way about how things used to be and what we're used to, instead of giving that person a fresh new start. Like, hey, maybe they just got a different perspective and maybe they want to handle business a different way. You get the people who say, oh man, I'm telling you right now, I remember when I was coming up, if women just wanted you to have a car, they didn't care about you having your own spot or none of that. So let's say you do meet a woman or a man with they own car and they could take you to and from work and all of that stuff. But now you meet this new man and you say, he don't have no car. That shouldn't stop you from still rolling. That shouldn't stop you, because maybe he got a different perspective. Maybe he had a car, but he sacrificed it for another area to work on or improve. We got to get back to what we used to do. Like me, I used to read a lot of books. So it might be times I just want to read a book, but here they come. out the room. Hey, why you don't wanna? Hey, listen, I'm reading this very interesting book. Sometimes, well, for me and too, sometimes we gotta come out of our comfort zone and just do what they like to. Maybe they won't be so emotional then, but it's like it's never enough. You do everything that they want to do, and then the second you want to do something for yourself or better yourself, now they in your face. And I know that sound kind of biased, but it's how I feel. I really think we need to come together more and work as a unit instead of just letting the emotions kick in and take over because we trying to fill a seat. Like I said, you got to start from the beginning and let people build their own rapports with each other and build their own relationships. And you see how and see how that goes. See where it take you. But again, with the books, man, you can learn a lot from reading these different books and understanding how the mind works. I'm giving away a lot of game right now, but what do they always say? You want to hide something from a you know what? Put it in a book. That's real. It's so much stuff in these books, man. You have books on, the best 10 ways to become rich and the best 10 ways to have, natural, beautiful hair, whatever it could be. You got books on this stuff. We don't read it. We too busy doing other crap. And a lot of that demise come from just us. See, we live in this fantasy world still of love and hip hop and different things. And that's when the emotions kick in. We not them and they not us. I don't have a house with 17 bedrooms. Bitch, we got half a bedroom. No, but definitely gotta sit down and come up with plans together and make it and get rich, man. Make some money. We ain't never gonna make no money by just sitting around and blowing it. Whether it be a check, whether it be well, they all checks, but whether it be like from income tax or anything, like if you got a plan and you know what you want to do, you always gonna make it happen. So again, seat fillers don't just have to be relationships; it could be situations too. You don't need a seat filler for money. You know what you got to do. If you blew money wrong this way last time, don't make the same mistake. Cut that off, lock that chair up, break it. It was never there, and start all over. That's the best way to go about it. Before we get out of here, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Check it out. We got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of videos, documentaries, different things that we're trying to put into the works, books. We just got a lot of work we're trying to do. So just support the movement, support us. Stay blessed, keep rolling, do what you got to do. And you always going to see that light at the end of the tunnel. Dear love, T. Shaw, I'm out of here.